So we have implemented the feature to set the main photo and delete photo in our application. Now we need an option to upload a new property photo. Basically, a photo uploader should have an option to select a photo from your local file system like this. We should be able to upload any single photo from our local system, and this upload photo control should be able to push it on the cloud. User should be able to upload multiple photos as well from this control, and they should be able to see the progress of upload, and also it should display the information on how many photos are pending to be uploaded in the queue. In addition to selecting the photo from this button, a user should be able to directly drag and drop photos from the file system. This drop zone should be highlighted as soon as photos are on this drop zone, and photos should be uploaded on the cloud after dropping the photos on this drop zone. Also, user should be able to drop multiple photos on this drop zone like this. Yep, all the photos are uploaded, and in addition to this, this control should have a validation checks like user should only be able to upload photos file format and not other file formats like doc, PDF, executable, etc. User should not be able to upload photos larger than the specified file size as well. So there are a lot of validation checks and functionality that needs to be implemented for this tiny control. We have two options to add this feature in our application. Either we will create all of these functionality from scratch by our own and write all these validation checks in our code, or we'll look at any ready-made components that provides all of these features. If we will go with the first option, then we will have to write a lot of code to implement given functionality, but there are already a lot of free open source components available in the market that provides all of these features inbuilt, and these components are very well tested. So we will go with the second option, and we will use NG2 file upload control, which is developed by the same team, Vellore software that developed NGX Bootstrap. If you remember, we have used many components like this tab control, which is also developed by the same team, and this photo gallery as well from the NGX Bootstrap. And also we have used other controls. If I will go on here, so these radio buttons are also from the NGX Bootstrap library only, but I'm not sure why they have not yet added this control to the NGX library. But it is not like that they are not maintaining this control. They are actively updating this component from time to time to support the new releases of Angular. If we go to the npm site, you can see the latest release was published a few days back only. And if we look at the version history, version 3 is the latest one. So not to worry about the support of this component, and we are going to use this component in our application. Let's take a look at their site and see what features we will get out of this control. So these are all features we will get. We will get a drop zone where we can drop the image we would like to upload for our property. Drop zone will get highlighted on the drop over, and on dropping the photo here, we will get this added in this beautiful grid. But as mentioned earlier, we are not going to use this grid in our application because we don't have much space available in our component. We will also get the option to select single or multiple images, and on selection of images, all of those images will be added here in the grid. And we can take multiple actions for our individual images, like we can upload a single photo from here, and we'll get this beautiful progress bar as well to display the overall progress of the upload. So there are a lot of functionalities provided by this component, and I will show you how to use this component in our application. So let's implement the same in our code next. So first of all, we need to install the component using this npm command from the terminal. If you are using Angular 13 or above, then the latest version should work for you. But if you are using the lower version, then you will have to install version 1.4.0. As I am still on Angular 11, I am going to install the 1.4 version. It was released 3 years back, but still it works perfectly up to the version Angular 12. We will update our application to the latest Angular version in our upcoming videos. So our file uploader is installed successfully. And after adding any new module or library, in order to use a module, we need to import it into the app.module file in the imports section of ng module. Name of this module is file upload module. Auto import should have imported this module on the top of this file. Yep, it's been imported here from ng to file upload. Now we can use this file uploader in our photo editor component. So as per the sample demo, first of all, we need to instantiate this new file uploader in the constructor of our component, and need to set a few initial properties of the component. But we are not going with this approach. Instead of instantiating it in the constructor, we will use ng onInit method. And I will tell you the reason why I have used the ng onInit method later in this video. Let's go to the photo editor component and define a variable uploader of type file uploader. Press Ctrl dot to import the required library. Add a new method and name it Initialize File Uploader, and initialize file uploader equal new file uploader. And we can set the different properties of the file uploader object using the constructor of file uploader class. All of these options are optional properties. We will set only the required properties here in the initialization. We get an option to set the API URL that will be called on uploading the file. So base URL we will get from the environment dot base URL. And we will concatenate the remaining part of our URL. So this one we already have in the base URL, and we need to concatenate this part of the URL that is different for each API endpoint. This is the property ID against which we would like to upload the photo. So we need to make it dynamic, and we will get it from this property input variable. And get the ID of the property. And the second important parameter we need is the authentication bearer token that is needed by our API endpoint to authenticate the user who is uploading the photo. So pass the bearer token here. Make sure to add space here and get the token from local storage dot get item. And the key name is token, where we have stored our bearer token whenever a user is logged in. Set HTML5 equals true. On HTML4 or below, the progress bar will not work properly. We can use this flag to display or hide progress bar in our HTML template. Next, we can set the allowed file type, and we can set multiple file types in an array here, but we just need to accept only the image file type. Next, we'll set remove after upload equal true. It will remove all the files from the grid after the upload is completed. Setting auto upload true means as soon as the user drops the file on the drop zone or selects the file from a button, the photo should automatically be uploaded. If we disable this, we need another button to submit the photos so that upload should start. But we want our application to upload the photo automatically, so we are setting this true. Set max file size, that is allowed. We do not want our user to upload a file more than 10 MB, and as this property accepts this file size in bytes, we need to multiply it with 1024 to convert it to the KB, and then again with 1024 to convert it to the bytes. But it is always good to not directly hard coding these configuration here. Instead, we can take a variable outside of this function. Let's call it max allowed file size and set the value here. And use this variable here now. Benefit of this is we can use this variable in multiple places to check the max allowed file size. And if in future we need to make some changes in the file size, we will have to make the changes only at one place. These are all parts of the refactoring process, and you should always keep refactoring your code like this. That's it for the initializing file uploaders. And now we can call it in our ng-oninit method. And the reason I have called it in ng-oninit instead of our constructor is that we will not get this input parameter in the constructor. So if we would have called this initialized file uploader method in the constructor level, we would always get a blank value in this property.id. That is why we called it in the ng-oninit method. Next, we will update our HTML template to add a user interface to upload the photo. So let's go to our HTML template. Here, this first div we are using to render the photo list on the photo editor component. So just below to this div, let's add one more div to add the photo drop zone here. And we will use font awesome class to display the upload icon into this div. And just below to this icon, let's display text drop photo here. Also, let's increase the icon size to 2x to make it large. Yep, this icon has been added and this text is showing up, but it is not being displayed as a card. Let's give it a class card. Also make the background faded and give it a padding of 3 to add some spaces inside this div. And our text should be aligned to the center. Yup, now it is looking better, but there should be some gap between the existing photo and this upload control. To add some gap, we can add the margin bottom of 3 on this div. Yup, now looking better. We will improve it a bit more, but let's first focus on implementing the upload functionality. So to make this div as an image drop zone, we need to add the ng file drop directive here and also set the uploader property and give the reference of the uploader that we already have initialized in our component. That's it. We should be able to upload a photo by dropping the photo on this drop zone now. Let's try to drop a photo here and look at the network monitor to check if our API endpoint is called or not. Yup, it is called, but we are getting this course error. And that is because the host of our Angular application is different from the host of API URL. But browser do not allow it by default. So in order to get this work, we need to disable this check. We can do that by getting the file using the on after adding file event of our file uploader, and we can get the upload file, and then we can set the file dot with credentials equal to false. It should resolve the issue now. Let's try to add a new photo. And if now we will look at the network monitor, you can see now we are not getting any course error, and we got this 201 status, means file has successfully been uploaded to the cloud. But we have not yet coded our application to add the newly added photo to this list. We will have to refresh this page manually to get the newly photo to be displayed here. Yep, a new photo is now displaying here. Let's add the code now to refresh this list automatically after successful upload of the photo. So this uploader provides one more event named onSuccessItem that is triggered on successful upload of file. This event emits a few information like response from the API. Also, there are other items like file item, status, and header as well that we will get from this event. We just need the API response to refresh the image and do not need other items. But as these are not the optional parameter, we need to add all of these items in our anonymous method. Let's just log the response in the console to check if this event is successfully being triggered or not. Try to upload a new photo and check the response of our API. But we are not getting any response here. Seems we are not returning uploaded photo object as a response in our API. Let's go to our web API and check the same. We have this photo upload method in our property controller. But we are just returning the status code in this method and not the reference of the uploaded photo. So let's return the photo DTO as well if this save async method is successful in place of this status code. As you are already aware that we should not directly return the domain object. Instead we will use photo DTO, and we can use mapper.map and map the photo DTO to the photo object. But we are getting error, and error is it cannot convert a photo DTO to iAction result. Yep, we need to use action result, and we can tell what type of result this task will return. It is photo DTO, and that we are going to return from this method. And in case this save method is not successful, let's return bad request and return a message. Some problem occurred in uploading the photo. Please retry. So our code is compiled. Let's try to upload a new photo and see if we get the photo DTO in response. Yep, we are getting photo DTO in response with all the information that is needed to display a new photo in our photo editor component. And in the console as well, we are getting this photo DTO in the response that is emitted by the onSuccessItem event of file uploader. So now we are getting photo detail in the response. We can push this to the property photo array. First, let's check if the response contains some value and get this response in a constant. Let's name it photo, and we need to use json.parse to use this response. And then we can use a property.photos.push method to add this new photo in the photos arrays. Let's try to add new photo. Perfect, new photo has been added and it is being displayed here. Let's try to drop multiple photos as well here. Yep, multiple photos are getting uploaded. So our upload photo functionality is implemented successfully. In our next video, we will see how to add a progress bar to display the progress of photo uploaded. We will also add an upload button that will open up the file box to select the files from our local file system. Also, we will handle error and display the information to the user about those different errors. So see you in the next video. Stay tuned. Bye bye. Take care.